What's up, everybody? Prince Donnell here, founder of Jack Life Insurance and Jack Life Leads. And I'm excited to have you here watching this video right now where I'm introducing none other than Gavin James from Jacksonville, Florida, an insurance agent here that we're going to have the ability to talk to, get some of his experience of his transition into becoming a life insurance agent. So if you're an agent watching this right now, I would truly encourage you to take notes, write them down, because the more information that you have, the more success that you'll be able to get. So that's what this platform is about. And that's what these videos are about, that we will be having and hosting, interviewing life insurance agents like Gavin and others who are either in our community with Jack Life Leads or outside, to be able to help you get to success a lot faster. So Gavin, welcome. I appreciate you for being here and co-hosting this with me. How you feeling today?
Feeling good, excited to be here, to be part of this community. It's pretty awesome.
Awesome, man. So I want to jump right into it because I know a lot of people are watching this and they want to get quick nuggets and want to get right in and out. So, so I'll start off by introducing myself for everybody who may or may not know me, and then Gavin, I'll have you intro yourself. So I'm Prince Donnell, founder of Jack Life Insurance. I'm a licensed agent. I've been licensed for the past 10 years. And I'm also licensed across all 50 states, right? Because one of the things that I learned was that the more licenses that I have, the higher opportunity of success that I'm going to get. So that's a gem right there. Every state that you get a license in, that's 6 million more people that you're able to get in contact with. So take that for what it is. And I've also closed thousands of policies as an agent and really focused on my craft to be able to do that. And for you, Gavin, to intro you right in, walk us through your story of why you decided to become a life insurance agent. Like, you know, nobody just wakes up overnight and say, hey, I want to be an agent. So what was it that attracted you to this industry, and your why for being here?
Just pretty much the ridiculousness of the world right now. It's like I've always wanted to be able to help people, to position myself to help people. So I'm a personal trainer as well. It's like I've tried to start a business selling organic food, microgreens and stuff. So I have I've caveman fitness, caveman farms, and working on caveman insurance. So just to be able to help people prepare for the future, because you can see the writing on the walls. It's a crazy time we're living in now, and that's my goal, is to be able to feed people, to make them fit and healthy, and now to protect them financially. So life insurance, I've always known that you can save money in a whole life policy and then borrow it and then buy income producing assets. So I always had planned on doing that, but I'm like, why don't I just become an agent so I can explain it to people and sell it to them? Because most people live in debt. They spend their life in debt. They don't care about what they bought for because it's on a credit card. So
Yeah.
now they spend 6 months of their time getting back to zero. And we want to stop that. We want to educate people on how to save money, how to get out of debt, how to stay out of debt, and become financially free for the future, because it's closing in. The future's closing in pretty quick, and it's time to create freedom for yourself.
Absolutely, man. 50% of Americans don't have life insurance. And it's why what we do as agents is so important, because we really have to save people, you know, create generational wealth, like you said. And to piggyback off of that, so you came into the industry because, you know, you really want to be able to help people, provide a lot of financial literacy and education. And it really ties together with you being a personal trainer, because now you can be financially fit, but you also, I'm sorry, not financially, but you need to be physically fit, but now life insurance ties in because you can be financially fit. So I really love that, and creating generational wealth. And how long have you been in the industry so far?
Licensed a little under 6 months now, probably not even 6 months. I know I can see exactly why most agents don't last their first year. If you've no idea what to do, or your upline's not good, if you don't have a good base, a good community, good education, it's tough to just buy more leads and then you're not closing, and then you have to buy more leads. I can definitely see why agents don't make it, because they don't schedule. It's that was a big issue of mine, was not scheduling properly. It's like if you're an entrepreneur and you're starting your own business, it's like you got to put more time in. Create your schedule and stick to it. It's the only way to make it. If you're just doing it as a hobby and then you don't have an income, that's why it's gonna knock you out. Like that's why 90% of agents don't make it. They've no
Mm.
schedule. They don't produce enough income to keep it up.
So I agree with you, and I'm going to get there because I think that's an important topic that you touched on, is that a lot of agents don't understand that they are a business and they have to treat it in that manner, from their scheduling to the disciplines, the skill sets that you have to learn. And like you said, I mean, if you're just running and just buying leads or doing what your upline told you, it's not really going to help you because you don't really understand how to do what you're doing. You're just kind of leaning in on somebody else, and until they tell you to move, you just kind of are just waiting around. And for those who don't know what Gavin's talking about, we talk about this a lot inside of our community. 95% of agents fail within their first year of getting their license, which is huge, right? And it's the reason why we need to really save agents who are in this industry, because it's just a lack of knowledge and information. You know, one of the things I say all the time is that a license gives you the ability to offer life insurance, but it doesn't mean that you know how to sell it or know how to influence individuals when talking to them to understand why this is important. So I'm glad you brought up that topic. And I want to go into more results here so we can go deeper into the convo. So now that you've been 6 months in, if you could give me like a ballpark number of like, how many people have you helped, like actual clients have you helped since joining the industry, and a roundabout of, I would say, like commission, if it was a roundabout that you've been able to earn since coming into this industry? Like what did that look like in your first 6 months here of starting this, for those who may be brand new as well?
My commissions are probably in and around 8,000, I'd say. And I've put in probably half of that into leads, maybe a little bit more. But like I dove in. It's like I had money, I made some commitments. I'm like, there's only one way of doing this, and it's just to do it. So I made sacrifices. I had money, and I'm like, I just kept throwing everything I had at it until it worked. And I'm like, it works or it works. You gotta have that mindset of like, I've no other option. This is not just something I'm doing on the side. There's no other option. This works. So like, there's potential to make a lot more, a lot faster. Study, rehearse, educate
Mm.
yourself. Like, get everything. That's why this community is so awesome, is because there's always someone there to help. Like everything you can think of is there. It's like, so educate yourself, practice, rehearse, go over the script. You can make a lot more money a lot quicker, can help a lot more people a lot faster. You just got to be committed, commit to the craft and commit to
Love
the
it.
industry.
I love it, man. One of the things you said that was so valuable was, it's not, if you notice, the question that I asked was, you know, how many people has he helped, how much commission has he earned? And one of the things that he just said was that, you know, obviously he's number one, you said you threw everything at it. And I think if you're an agent watching this and you're struggling with commitment right now, I think a big reason why you may not have crossed over to starting to see some momentum is because you're just halfway committed to this thing, right? You haven't thrown it all the way in. And similar to what Gavin just said, it has to work or it has to work. One thing that my brother Neil Davis, you know, says all the time, it has to work or it has to work, meaning that when I get my license and I go full throttle in this industry, I got to throw everything at it. But in throwing everything at it, if you notice what Gavin said, you got to have the skill sets while throwing everything at it, right? Because you could just be throwing a whole bunch of money and things, but if you don't got the skills of how to sell, if you don't have the skill sets of how to properly schedule out things, how to discipline yourself, how to when should you be following up? If you don't have those skills, then you are just going to be throwing a lot of money and wasting it. But now it's the skill sets you have to learn every day, day in and day out. And I want y'all to hear what he said clearly. It's the discipline that you need to have day in and day out. In order for this to work, you have to treat yourself like a professional basketball or football player who is every single day they're practicing, they're putting up jump shot, they're focusing on their craft. If you do the same thing, it works. Now, Gavin, going a little deeper here, since becoming an agent, what would you say is the biggest skill set that one has to learn in order to start seeing that momentum? If there was a skill set for you that's like, Don, when I like kind of learned this skill set here, like I realized this was extremely valuable and I was missing this. What would you say every agent should have skill set wise?
Learn how to close. Like it might sound simple or whatever, but talking to people is easy. It's like you can have conversations with anyone on the phone, and then it's like, okay, bye, and that's it. You've just wasted an hour. You didn't close the deal. So understand how to keep within the lines of the deal, to understand the art of closing. It's a skill. It really is a skill. Learn how to close and you'll never be without money. You'll never be without food. Keep going along the line. Stay within the boundaries of the conversation, but keep moving it towards the close. At the end of the day, you're there to help them while earning the commission. It's like it's all commission based. So that's the only way you make money, is to understand how to close the deal. Other than that, you're just having conversations with people. And it is good to build rapport, but if they're like, no, okay, and it's the end of the conversation, you just wasted time. And
Yeah.
you do enough of that, you can't get it back.
So learning how to close, and one of the things so would you said something that was interesting, was that you can have conversations all day, but closing is another thing. Like, what do you mean by that? Because I think that a lot of agents believe that I just need to have a conversation and the prospect should just move forward to be able to get this policy started. So you're saying that there's a difference between a conversation and a close. To you, what would you say that difference is between the two? Because I understand, but if you could explain that, like, what does that mean?
Understand the end goal is to sell them. It's like to sell them at the end. It's to protect them, it's to help them, it's to sell them. But if you're just talking to them and you don't know how to progress, it's like, have your questions written down that bring you back to the sale. Like, so you can talk for a few minutes and then you drop your question and then you're back on track, you're back on the sale. But the difference in conversation and selling is that selling has an objective. It has an end point. It's to make a commission, to make a sale. Conversation is just talking. It's just words without a goal in mind. If you don't have your end goal of closing the deal, you can't just talk for for hours. That an hour conversation the other day with a client, friend of, I'm still chatting to him, and it's going to be a pretty solid deal. And I understand why he wants to just talk more at first. But you can be on the phone for an hour and then that's it, no deal. And it can get to you after a while.
Yeah. So for all agents listening, a very clear objective that needs to be in place on that call, and you need to already come prepared. And I think that that's the deeper thing of what Gavin is saying, right? What you're saying now is that you gotta know what you're saying on this line. And again, it kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier, Gavin, which was you got to be prepared, right? Meaning that you should be practicing and you should be disciplining yourself and making sure that you're not getting on a call unprepared and not knowing what you're going to say, not knowing what questions that you're going to ask, not knowing how to continue to progress the conversation and move it forward, and handling all of these objections, right? These are all things that we're talking about right now, where you're really just speaking about being a professional. Right. That's really the, that's it. You're an expert. You got to be an expert in the line, because people only buy from experts, especially when it comes to life insurance and dealing with people's finances. So I really love that. And shifting gears a bit more is that statistically, and I'm reading here from my laptop, anybody sees me looking down, there are over 800,000 agents that are in the United States right now, Gavin. And with those 800,000, it's like a split between those who believe in buying leads and those who do not, because they think it's the worst decision in the world. Some believe in buying leads because they have had the success in doing so. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't believe in doing it because of the fact that either their upline or somebody that they know who's an agent had a really bad experience, or they've had a bad experience themselves and then they've walked away from that. So with that, before you met me and my organization, were you buying leads before? And if so, what was that experience like? Like, was this your first time in, like, with our organization, or did you already do that?
Well, I was with an organization where you only bought leads. Like, I've only bought leads. When I first started, I went through a couple of different companies, and one was like the bait and switch, where it's like they saw an ad and it's, oh, by the way, do you want life insurance? I was like, I didn't like that. So then I went over to a different company, and you bought leads, but they're older leads. You're just buying information, and that's the qualified lead. It's just information. And how new is the information is how more qualified. But like, you could have 3-month-old leads, 6-month-old leads, and these people have no idea why you're calling them. But I get it, you can't have success if you're skilled enough. You still can't close them. Because at one point they were interested. I've only bought leads, and I can see, like, if you have a list of a couple of hundred people and you're skilled enough, you will definitely be able to close one or two.
Hmm.
That's all you need to then buy more and then buy more. But I understand, like, the concept of buying leads it's crucial in this day and age. It's like, if you're just talking to people, like, a lot of people don't want to hear it. You can't explain life insurance to, like, strangers without them being like, oh, he's just trying to sell me a policy. It's like, I
Yeah,
want to explain how you can progress your future, how you can get free. I don't care if you buy from me or not. I want to help you. I want to explain it to you. But definitely buying leads, I think, is one of the most important things for people, because you're never out of opportunities when you can just buy more leads.
absolutely. So I agree with you. With that, with that, I would love to know, you've worked with a number of different companies leading up to us. So I never asked you this. I want to know the story of, like, how did you find our company, Jack Life Leads, like me specifically, and what made you pull the trigger to begin, pretty much buying leads from us, utilizing our system? Like, what was it that you saw on the outside prior to coming in? So, like, I want to know, like, what that outside kind of looked like to you, and what did you see that was different?
So I became an agent, and then as an agent, you're always looking for the best leads or the best way of doing things. And then I started seeing some of your content, and I was following it. I was like, you explain it to people, you break it down so easily that people can understand, not just agents, but any normal people that might see it on social media is like, okay, I understand life insurance now. It's not just for dying old people. It's like, no, it's how you create a future for yourself. You save money, you borrow it, you buy another asset. But like, I done the sell more policies challenge. You had a challenge on, and I should have pulled the trigger there. Like, the knowledge you were dropping there was awesome, about the tonality, about everything, which is important. Stick to your script, but make it yours. Become a real person using the script. So that was good to sell more policies, but I didn't pull the trigger then, because I had bought like $1,000 worth of leads from the other place. And I'm like, well, let me just work these. And I didn't get anything out of that. Like, people screaming at me immediately. These are supposed to be instant internet leads. And I'd ring it, and it's like, this is supposed to be like a couple of hours old. And people are like, I've told all you people, stop ringing me. I don't care anymore. And I'm like, I just spent like $30 on that one lead, and you've told me so many people are ringing you. So I'm like, all right, let me go check out Jack Life. Let me just, whatever it is. And I forget who onboarded me on the Jack Life, but I just said, just do it, just take it. Here you go. They didn't even have to give me the presentation. I'm like, just take it.
I didn't know that, man. Got it. So I love it. I love it, man. And I'm glad that we were able to provide the knowledge and education leading up to that point. Now, I want to know from here now, now that you're on the inside, and how long have you been on the inside with us here at Jack Life Leads, Gavin?
I'd say maybe 2 months, 2.5 months now, and it's cutting edge. It's changing the face of the insurance industry. Like, I've only been licensed 6 months, and I already know there's nothing like this anywhere. The community is unbelievable. It's everybody from every different IMO. It doesn't matter where you're from, who you're with, what company you're with. It's one community, and it's to make insurance better. It's to change everybody's lives, to help change our own lives. There's nothing like this community anywhere in insurance. It's like, you guys, every day you're innovating. Every day you're creating something new to make it easier for agents. And it's incredible. Like, I can see the future of this company. I'm honored to be part of it. And yeah, it's the best decision I've ever made by far.
I love it, man. So going a little deeper into that though, I I understand the point of view of it being an amazing community, but I want to go a little deeper into what skill sets would you say that you've learned since being, a part of the Jack Life Leads community that you would say, man, this is what's helped me to be able to close a lot more deals? What skill sets would you say that you've developed since in that past 2 months?
Talking to more people. When you're on a Zoom with a bunch of people and you're going over your script and objection handling, it can be scary and nerve-wracking, And then once you get through that, then normal phone calls don't matter because it's just you and the client. If they don't want it, it's all good. It's on to the next one. When you're put on the spot in front of 50, 60, 70 people and you're able to talk and keep the flow of words and not be scared off, it's like, that's the skill set. Like public speaking, like it's a primal fear of people is public speaking. And I get it, it's Zoom, it's this, it's that, but it's still a public forum. It's a group forum speaking. So it's definitely helped public speaking. And I know wherever I go, I'll be able to talk in front of a bunch of people and it won't affect me as much.
Absolutely. And for those who don't know, when Gavin first came into the community, he had the leads, he was doing his thing, and I could tell that he really wanted to make this work. And we did a Zoom call. One of the things I said to Gavin was, hey, for 1 week, I'm on a Zoom call with over, I think we had like 75 people that were on this Zoom every single day that were watching this. And on the Zoom, Gavin, I'm going to pretty much walk you through this process of being able to close deals. So by the end of that 5 days, you're going to be a lot better than when you started. So he started off on day one, and I told him, just sell me life insurance the way that you've been doing it, utilizing the actual, utilizing the script and the leads that we've already provided you. Tell me how you were selling them. So he went through that, and I'm like, okay, we need some work. But every day, it's like day 2 came, he got a little better. Day 3 came, got a little better. Day 4 came, got a little. Then day 5 came, and I'm a really hard person to sell. And at the end of that day 5, I said, hey, you know what? I'm willing to move forward with you to be able to get a life insurance application. And then other members of the community had to call him now and go through the process. And he pretty much was like, I think you closed like 3 out of 4 of them. And that's what he's talking about there. And it was a really cool experience, transformation to be able to take you basically from day 1 to day 5. And one of the things that I found, and I think you could agree with me here, Gavin, is that a lot of times it's not just the leads, as you know now, right? That it's a lot of other things that are combined with that, which is like you said in the beginning, the sales. Do you know how to properly sell? Are we going somewhere? Is your tonality the right way? Are you asking the right questions? Are you making the connection? Are you building the trust? And I do believe that, of course, leads are a big part of that, because obviously we don't want to call somebody who is screaming to us and that lead has been sold 10 times over, and no matter what you say on that line, that person is not going to be happy. So, but if it, of course, is exclusive and it's somebody who expressed interest, now it's about the skill sets that you need to have in order to properly close that deal, because nothing is just going to be, a lay down. So that's what he's talking about here. And Gavin, I thought that was really cool. We actually have all the recordings from that. I think one day when more people come into the community, they can see that and see the transformation. With that, 2 more things, and then we'll get out of here. The first one is, obviously I understand from a community aspect. Could you just share with us very quickly, from a lead standpoint, what have you noticed was the difference between, all the leads that you purchased in the past up until now? If there was one distinct difference that you could share with those that are watching that are kind of like on that edge thinking about our community and everything of that nature, what would you say would be one distinct difference between the two?
The people you're speaking to, they care about life insurance. They know what you're talking about because of how well you've presented it on social media. They're happy to hear what you have to say. So you're not just dialing information. You don't just have qualified leads, you have branded leads who know about life insurance. They understand why they need it. They understand how they can use it to buy more assets, to position themselves in the future. Like there's no other leads like it that I've found. I've spent money buying instant leads, and like you said, like they get resold. Depending on the vendor, depending on things, you're just buying information quicker. But it's just information. Whereas now it's people like, no, I follow Don, I see his stuff. It's like it's not even a lead. It's someone who's like, yeah, no, help me, explain it to me. I want to know. So like it's been incredible. Just being able to explain life insurance to more people. Whether you get the sale or not, you're guaranteed to be on the phone with someone who's interested. Whether you close it or not, that's on your skill set. But everyone wants to hear what you have to say.
I love it, man. And I love it. And I'll leave it with this last question here for a lot of agents watching this is, any word of advice for agents who are currently struggling in this business? If you could leave them with like one piece of advice that you say, if you do this, you're going to be able to start gaining that momentum and turning that corner? What would be that piece of advice? And now for you, 6 months in, 2.5 months here with our community, what would that be?
Join the community. Join Jack's Life. There's nothing else like it. Where this company's gonna go is there's no limit. Like every day, you guys are innovating more. So anyone who's on the edge thinking, should I join? Of course. Like, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna spend $1,000 on other leads that you've already known aren't great. Get in here, have real conversations with real people who are really interested, and go from there. It's like it's on you. Once you join this community, you're gonna make it because everyone wants to see each other make it. So definitely, that's what I could say is join here, plug in every day, hone your skill set, sharpen your skills, and help everybody understand life insurance.
I love it, man. Gavin, I appreciate you. And I'm also going to drop your Instagram handle links below because I would love for y'all to be able to follow him, give him a follow. Amazing agent. And one of the things that I'll leave it with is I think that what impresses me about you, Gavin, is that your willingness to learn is extremely amazing. I sometimes run across, not sometimes, I run across a lot of agents on calls who are interested in our program or just in general talking to agents. And one of the biggest things I found is that the arrogance that agents have of, oh, I already know how to sell, or I already know how to close, or I already do this. And honestly, some of them actually join our community and they end up coming to find out, don't know how to sell, and don't know how to close. But for you, the reason why you're making progress is because you're constantly focusing on the learning every single day. You're plugging in every day. You're focusing in on coming to the calls every day. You're practicing your script every day. You're even getting close with Kendu and other members of our community who are winning and listening to their calls. And that in itself is going to be the main key of why when we speak again 6 months from now, because I want to be able to have a call like this 6 months from now, again, when you're a year in, and watch how much different this is going to be even now, because he's seeing this initial success now, but 6 months later, I can only imagine because you're a learner. And as long as you continue to be a learner, learners are earners. So I would encourage you to keep that skill set. Never allow your head to get too big. Like some agents who are in this industry that don't want to learn because they think they know everything. And as long as you do that, you're going to win. You're going to surpass a lot of people, especially you only being 6 months here. And it's just now about just learning the language of insurance, right? You just have to learn the language. The more that you practice your calls and learn the language and talk to more people, it's just going to get better and better. You practice your craft. So I'll leave you with that. I'm proud of the fact that you're a learner and that you really lean in, because that's everybody who has seen success in their career, in their life. They all started off by leaning into mentors and doing it for an extended period of time and just doubling down and focusing. So I'm grateful for you. So Gavin, thank you for all of that info. And if you're an agent here that's watching this, I would highly encourage you to, with all that, the notes and the information that you wrote down, to really implement it right away. Right. Implement the skill sets that he said, implement the knowledge and the education that we've talked about today. And I think that with that, you'll just get 1% better a day, because that's the only goal, for you to get 1% better. And if you do, then now you're going to start to see success in your insurance business. And with that said, I also look forward to seeing you inside of our Jack Life Leads community if that interests you, right? So you'll be able to check out all the links below, follow Gavin, check out our website for Jack Life Leads, and look forward to helping you, seeing you soon. And also look forward to seeing you in our next episode with the next agent that we'll have the ability to have a conversation with, to get some real short nuggets on how they were able to see either initial success or long-term success in their practice. With that, I'm Prince Donnell, founder of Jack Life Insurance, Jack Life Leads. We got Gavin here. You want to outro yourself, Gavin?
Get 1% better every day. That's all you can do, and you'll never fail. You will fail, but you'll fail over and over and over again, and that's the goal. Fail as much as you can, and that's how you're going to achieve.
Love it. Love it. You all have an amazing day. See you next episode. Peace.